I just recently picked up a comic book collection that was mostly Bronze Age horror. There was also Silver Age Marvel and a handful of Bronze Age monster magazines. Some really incredible stuff in this collection. And in today's video, we're going to go and check out all of the horror that I did not show in the last video. If you didn't see the first part of this series, I show all of the Silver Age and Golden Age and Bronze Age Marvel, DC, and independent books that were part of this collection. There were some really incredible keys and other really cool books. And now we're going to dive into all of the horror. All right, let's take a look. First stack here, we have Giant Size Chillers, issue number 1. We got Creatures on the Loose, 14. A lot of these books are mid-grade or lower grade. We have Creatures, 15, but really great covers. Here we have a nice little run of Weird Wonder Tales. This one is lower grade, but this is issue number 1. Also issue number 2. Just really great artwork on here. Issue number 3, The Thing in the Bog. Awesome cover. Issue number 4. Really cool book there. Issue number 5. Number 6. Really cool Grim Reaper cover. And then it jumps to issue number 11. And then issue number 13. Really cool cover on that one. Next up, we have Monsters Are Coming, Beware, issue number 1. It's got a subscription crease. It's lower grade, but that is the number 1 issue. We have number 2. Issue number 3. Some pretty awesome artwork on here. I like the cover on this one. Issue number 4. As you see, some of these are a little bit lower grade, but some aren't too bad. This one's got a great cover. Issue number 5. Issue number 6. Number 7. And issue number 8. Next up, we have Uncanny Tales. There's issue number 1. This is actually in pretty decent shape. Nice book there. Issue number 2, number 3, issue number 4, number 5, number 6, number 7, and issue number 8. Next up, we have the Dead of Night run, which I really like this one a lot. I don't see these often. And to get a handful of books in this run was really exciting. There's issue number 1 with that amazing cover. I think that's John Romita. Issue number 2. Number 3. Really, really great covers on these ones. Issue number 4 with the werewolf. Issue number 5 with the zombies. Issue number 6 with Jack the Ripper. That's a cool one. And all of these are actually in pretty nice condition. Number 7 and issue number 8. Pretty awesome stuff there. Next up, we have Crypt of Shadows. Here's issue number 1. Issue number 2, awesome cover. Number 3. Number 4. And I believe this run here had the most comics out of all of them. Most of them had like issues 1 through 8. I think there's a handful in this one here. Number 5, cool cover. Number 6. Number 7. I like this one a lot too. Issue number 8, and that's a pretty clean copy. Issue number 9. Number 10. Number 11. 12. 13. Awesome cover. 14. 15, cool cover here, 16, 17, and then it jumps to 21. Really, really awesome. Nice chunk of this run here. Next up, we have Chamber of Chills, and I think there's a handful in this run as well. Issue number 1, awesome cover. Number 2, number 3, super cool cover with the tentacles on there. A very low, messed up copy of issue number 4, unfortunately. Issue number 5, number 6, number 7, number 8, cool cover, issue number 9, issue number 10, 11, issue number 12, 13, 14, 15, and issue number 16. Really awesome artwork, and it's really, really fun to get so many books in these Bronze Age horror Marvels, because this is what I collect. This is some of my favorite stuff. This entire collection was basically only things that I personally like, which was just a once-in-a-lifetime thing when you're buying a comic book collection, and everything in there is stuff that you like and stuff that you collect. That is just never happens. So being able to buy a collection like this, I was just through the roof excited. All right, let's keep going. Next up, we have Vault of Evil. There's issue number 1, number 2, number 3. Some of these are actually pretty low grade. Number 4, number 5. Looks like the earlier books are in kind of worse shape than the later books in the different runs. So not sure what happened there, but it's all good because I'm really excited to have these in my collection now. And anything that I bought that was a double that I already have, of course, I'll take the better condition. I'll upgrade my personal collection, and then everything else will go for sale. There's issue number 11. Oops, issue number 12. 13. 14. 15, Crazy Devil cover. 16, The Grave Honeymoon. 17, 18 with the guillotine. All right, looks like we're moving into some DC now. So next up, we have some DC books here, starting off with Black Magic, which is definitely a really cool run. There's issue number 1 with a really weird cover. Issue number 2, number 3, issue 4, 5, 6, 7, number 8, number 9, and then we're moving on to some weird mystery. Issue number 5, number 6, number 7, number 8, 9, 10, that's an awesome cover. 11 and 12, 13, 14, that's a pretty cool cover. 15, 16, I think I have like 2 or 3 copies of that book. 18, 20, it jumps around a little bit. And last book here, 21 of Weird Mystery Tales. Marvel and DC, but some really incredible stuff in here. This next box is the last box of comics that I'll be showing in today's video. The last box I'll be showing that's part of this amazing collection. But I'm going to save this for the end. We're going to look at some of the magazines real quick. There's actually some really incredible stuff in there. But this box is just amazing. Really, really cool stuff in here. We'll get to it in just a second. So this collection was really incredible because it was not only comic books. There were many magazines, mostly Bronze Age, and mostly Bronze Age horror, which I personally am a big collector of the Bronze Age horror magazines. I love the Creepies and the Eries and Vampirella, Monsters of Filmland, Famous Monsters, all that fun stuff. And there was a lot of that in this collection, about 3 short boxes worth. And there's actually a lot of incredible key magazines here in this collection. And I'm going to show you, most of this is Bronze Age horror. And then there's a couple like Curtis magazines, which reprint Marvel comics and Marvel stories. So really cool stuff in here. Let's dive in. This first magazine here is pretty incredible. This is Legion of Monsters, issue number 1. I've always wanted this book. It's a little pricey, and I was really excited to find that one in here. It's so awesome. Great cover. First Legion of Monsters here in a magazine. Really, really cool. And then I mentioned the Curtis magazines. Here's Marvel Preview presents Blade. This is issue number 3. This is a Blade key. Really, really cool. Awesome artwork, great stories, and really excited to find this one. That's a nice little key magazine. Also, we have Unknown Worlds of Science Fiction, issue number 1. This is a really cool book there. What else? We have Tales of the Zombie. This is the first issue, yeah. So this is actually a pretty collectible book. I mean, really, really awesome to find these in here. So excited about the magazines. You know, not only are there amazing comics, but there's really good magazines in here. Dracula Lives. There's a lot of keys in here. Blade keys and Dracula keys. You know, appearances of like Lilith and, you know, I don't know all off the top of my head right now, but most of these are have some kind of key significance. There's issue number 2 of Dracula Lives. Here's a cool one here. I know one of these is a Blade key. I believe this one here. Yeah, this is a Blade key here. And it has stories of Morbius, Blade, Dracula. I mean, it's really, really cool stuff. There you go. There's Lilith, daughter of Dracula. And these magazines are in really nice condition as well. So excited to find all these here. There's a cool little, and Satana and, you know, Morbius, of course, and like just really, really cool stuff. There's another cool key. That might even be the first appearance of Satana. I'm not sure. I got to double check. Vampire Tales Annual number 1. And then we're going to Monsters Unleashed issue number 1. That's a nice little key magazine right there. Monster World issue number 1. Amazing artwork. Monster Madness number 1. Vampire Tales number 1. And then some like crazy stuff like Son of Sam. This crazy book here. Monsters Unleashed. I mean, there's some really cool stuff in here. How about this one here? Awesome Man-Thing cover. Really nice, really cool book right there. Some Werewolf. Another awesome Man-Thing cover. Really incredible. I think Neil Adams did one of those covers, which is really cool. And, I mean, there's so much stuff. Monsters Unleashed. A big run of those. Here we have the Monsters of Terror. Really awesome. That you'll see that actually is a cover on a comic book as well. And a lot of these are. Here's Invisible Man. We have Movie Monsters issue number 1. More Movie Monsters. Really cool stuff. So if, here, and then some random things like this. Killer Sharks. I just thought these were so cool. Jaws of Death. Jaws of Death Part 2. Some cool shark magazines there. There's Cracked with a little Jaws theme going on. Savage Sword of Conan. Space 1999 issue number 1. Marvel Preview issue number 1. That is pretty awesome. Nice little key there. Doc Savage, Man of Bronze issue number 1. Cole and the Barbarians issue number 1. Pretty awesome to get like number 1 issues, especially this one here. Planet of the Apes number 1. That's a nice little key. And there was actually 2 copies, which is incredible. More Planet of the Apes. Nice little run of them. So that is pretty awesome. More Planet of the Apes. More Vampire Tales. I mean, these are so cool. And some of these are keys as well. I mean, there is just so much. Let me know down in the comments, are you a collector of the monster magazines or any of like the Curtis magazines, the Marvel Previews, anything like that? I mean, so much cool. There's Annual number 1. This is cool. Weird Tales of the Macabre, issue number 1. Issue number 2. Monster Madness. Really, really cool stuff here. Oh, and Tales of the Zombie. Some of these are some pretty collectible books as well. Awesome artwork, amazing covers, really, really cool stuff. And the last book in here, Tales of the Zombie, annual #1. Really incredible magazines. I'm just really excited about this. I don't normally come across collections that have so much magazines, especially all the #1 issues, all the different keys. This was really incredible. This next box is all famous monsters of Filmland. There is an incredible run of these books. There's no, I think no issue 1 through 10, but it basically goes on from there, from the teens up through the 100s. I mean, a huge run of monsters, famous monsters of Filmland. This whole box here, and then this box down here. I actually ran out of magazine-sized boxes, so I decided I was just going to build myself a custom one made of wood. So I actually built this here. I thought it was pretty cool. It's all wood. I stained it and, thought it was pretty cool. I think I'm going to start making some more of these cool custom comic book boxes. Let me know down in the comments. What do you think? I think they're pretty awesome. They display really well. I decided to make this one magazine size. And of course, here is the rest of the magazines. Some Monster World, which, look at that amazing creature cover. Some really cool stuff. Monster World, and then Monster World. And then the rest is the famous monsters of Filmland. Also for monsters only. There's a few things mixed in here, but mostly monsters of Filmland, some other really cool stuff. So a lot of monster magazines. I just can't say enough how excited I am to get all of these. Really, really cool stuff. All right, the moment you've all been waiting for. This is, I think, the best box out of all the comics in this collection. At least these are my favorite books, in my opinion. Some really good stuff. There's just a couple different runs, but there's multiple comics in each run, and there's a couple really big keys in here. I can't wait to show you. Let's dive right in. First off, the first run here is Adventure into Fear. This is a great little series. I love these books. This book here, issue #10, is a nice little key. This is the first time Man-Thing gets his own title in comic books. The first appearance of Man-Thing is in Strange Tales magazine, issue #1. I wish that magazine was part of this collection. Unfortunately, it wasn't. And then Man-Thing was introduced into comics in Astonishing Tales. But then in Adventure into Fear, he got his own title. This is issue #10. First time he got his title. This is a nice little key. And it's actually in pretty nice condition as well. It does have a little marker up top there on the Comics Code Authority. But a really, really cool book to find. Also, issue #11. This is the first appearance of Jennifer Kale. First mention of the Nexus of All Realities. Really nice little key here. It's like a lower mid-grade copy, but happy to find that one. Also, issue #12. Issue #13. We have issue 14. Jumps up to issue #18. And yes, it was in there. Issue #19. I was really excited to find this one. This is the first appearance of Howard the Duck. I've been wanting this book for a while, and finally I have it in my collection. Officially, my Adventure into Fear run is complete. I have every single book in this run, and I'm really happy about it. So really nice to find, and it's actually a really clean copy. I mean, not bad at all. First Howard the Duck. Super cool book right there. Now we're going into the first volume of Man-Thing. There's issue #1, that amazing Frank Bruner cover. Really excited to find this one in there. This will actually be my third copy of this book. Issue #2, issue #3, first appearance of Fool Killer. Issue #4, issue #5, Night of the Laughing Dead. Really crazy story. If you haven't read it, check it out. Issue #6. #7, #8, #9, another copy of 9, 10, 12, And then Giant Size Man-Thing, issue number 1. What a title of a comic. Issue number 2. All right, now we're going to jump into the next run, which is one of my favorites, Tomb of Dracula. Of course, starting with Tomb of Dracula, issue number 1. Beautiful Neil Adams cover. This is definitely a lower grade copy, unfortunately. It's got a tear. It's got a chip. It's got a little bit of a spine roll. But you know what? It's a Dracula number 1. I'm not going to complain. Also, issue number 2, second appearance of Dracula. Issue number 3. Number 4 in really low grade. There was no issue number 5 for some reason. Issue number 6. And there's a lot of keys in this run as well. Issue number 8. Issue number 9. And the best book that was in this entire collection, yes, it's there. Tomb of Dracula, issue number 10, the first appearance of Blade. Incredible book, and it's actually in really nice shape. I looked over it. I ended up putting it in a Mylar with a nice thick backing board, and I looked over this book really thoroughly. It's all complete. It's in great shape. I'd say it's anywhere between a 6.0 and a 7.0. Really, really nice copy. I just couldn't believe it was in there. Never thought I would own this book, so really, really happy to finally have Tomb number 10. Also, issue number 11, issue number 12, now second and third appearance of Blade. 13, that's a good book there. 14, 15, issue number 16, another good book. 17, awesome book here. Issue number 18 with Werewolf. 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, and then issue number 25. That's a nice little key there, and that is in really nice condition as well. 26, 27, and then Giant Size Chillers, issue number 1. First appearance of Lilith. Really, really excited about this one, too. And this book is a square bound, and it's in great shape. Happy to find that. And then Giant Size Dracula number 2 with a big chip out of it, lower grade. Issue number 4. Now moving on to Werewolf by Night. Some cool books in here. Did not have issue number 1, unfortunately. I already have it in my collection, but it would have been nice to find another copy. But there's issue number 2, Werewolf 3, issue number 4, issue number 6, 7, 9. This one jumps around a little bit. Issue number 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. There's with Dracula in 15, 16, 17. Cool cover on 18. Another Dracula cover on 19. Awesome cover 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Nice clean copy of 25. 27, and that's where it ends. Unfortunately, there was no Werewolf 32 or any of the books in the 30s featuring Moon Knight. I was kind of sad they weren't in there. I mean, I got so many good books in this collection, so I wasn't upset, but none of the 30s of Werewolf was in there. No first appearance of Moon Knight. But we do have Giant Size Werewolf number 4 with Morbius. That's a nice little key. And then moving on to Monster of Frankenstein, which is another incredible run. No issue number 1. I already have a couple copies, so that's fine. But issue number 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, number 12, issue 13, and another copy of issue 13. What an incredible box of books here. Some really good keys. Of course, this one right here. I mean, I just could not believe this was in there. Really nice. There is a little chip right there. That's the worst part of the whole book. You know, there's some wear. It's not extremely high grade. But I think it's around, probably closer to a 6.0. I mean, let me know down in the comments. Of course, it's hard to tell on camera, but it's a really, really nice copy. Compared to most of the books that were in this collection, a lot of this stuff was low grade, but some of the keys were actually in decent shape, especially Adventure to Fear 19, some of the Dracula and Werewolf books, and then, of course, this book here, which I just am so happy to finally have in my collection. So that is it. We checked out all of the horror comics and magazines. So much cool stuff. Some pretty collectible books. Some good value. And then, of course, in the last video, we checked out all of the Silver and Bronze Age Marvel and DC stuff, which there were some incredible books. If you haven't seen that video, definitely take a look because there were some pretty big keys that we showed off in there. But this was just such a fun collection. Definitely all of my favorite stuff. Silver and Bronze Age Marvel and DC, and then Bronze Age horror comics and magazines. This was an incredible collection. I'm really excited. Most of this is staying in the PC. If I don't have it yet, it's staying in the PC. If it's a double or a triple or whatever, it'll probably go for sale. So definitely check my links down below in the description. I might be having a Halloween whatnot show. Definitely going to put stuff on my eBay store, which is all linked down in the description. And then I might be doing some local comic shows as well, and selling some of this stuff along with all the other stuff that I sell. So that's the video for today. I hope you enjoyed checking out this incredible collection, which I'm super excited about. Some really good stuff. All right, if you haven't already, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the notification bell, and as always, as Blade always says, I'll see you on the next one.